Hi there. So I'm really excited about this old Cisco phone from 2010. This is called a Cisco 8945. And I've spent the last almost 2 days fooling with this crazy phone. Okay, yeah, it's called a CP-8945. And what these phones are used for is the office, basically. This one has a camera, which is pretty cool. So you can turn the camera on and do stuff like that. It has video conferencing built in. But the point to get this phone working at this state took me probably 2 days this week during the holiday vacation between Christmas and New Year's. And I've probably spent 2 or 3 or 4 days with this phone over the summer in which I had no success. And that's because I kept thinking the 8945 is similar to the older Cisco phones like the 7900 series. It's not. This phone will not do direct SIP client anything. It basically has to go into Cisco Call Manager, and in lieu of Cisco Call Manager, it has to go into Asterisk. So I don't know Asterisk, don't know a darn thing about it. I've been learning it, and so maybe now I know enough because I have this phone now booting from Asterisk. But here's how I did it. So I have a setup where the phone is going into this little LAN. This LAN is on a 10.1.1.1.0 network, and I have 3 connections on this network. I have the phone, I have this Mac PC I'm using for sniffing and Wiresharking, and I have this red watt line here going to a Ubuntu 17.04 system. So this thing is running Ubuntu 17.04, and I don't know, what can I say? I have Asterisk on here, and I have a TFTP server on here. You need a TFTP server on here to get the files that the phone needs to boot up. So 2 things are on here, Asterisk and TFTP server. So anyway, after all this hacking around to install Asterisk on this phone, I just used apt-get asterisk, and it pulled in everything I needed. So I tried this on Fedora, I tried this on Raspberry Pis. I had no luck until I, by happenstance, remembered I had this computer here with Ubuntu on it. So I wasn't sure how to make this thing work through NAT, so I just set up a flat network without NAT just to make this phone boot. This phone had never booted for me. I've had this phone probably for 8 months. I've never got it working. I'm very excited because I just got the darn phone to work. So how did I do that? Well, I had to put a bunch of files on the TFTP server. And when this thing boots up, what we'll do is we'll power it down and make it reboot. So now I'll put the power back in. The phone will come up. It takes it about a minute or 2 for all the firmware to load up on it. And what we'll do is we'll watch the files it pulls in from TFTP, which might be educational, and we'll also turn off Wireshark. So Wireshark is off, and now we'll do a re-record on my ETH0 connection from the Mac here. So we're using the Mac just to sniff the connection with Wireshark. Not that I need it now. I kept having trouble with the thing grabbing packets with UDP versus TCP/IP. I set the device type to number 2, which I'm not sure if that's UDP or TCP/IP, but I was using Wireshark to figure out what packets I was getting. So there's some stuff that it looks like it's coming from my PC, where it's, I think Asterisk is saying, hey, I had a phone, it's gone now, where is it? I think it's looking for the phone. Anyway, this thing is now booting up, and I'll show you how this thing pulls down files from TFTP. Network has a few things going on there. It's kind of quiet. Look at the lights on the little hub there. When this thing finally blanks out and starts up, it'll start grabbing for files from TFTP. There it goes. So once it says that, there, it'll probably start nibbling for files right about here. So we'll take a look at these screens here and see what happens. Move this one down a bit so we can see the latest stuff going on. There it goes, doing ARP. And It's still chugging along here. There, now it's grabbing files for TFTP. So it's looking for all those, grabbing them. There's the trace from, anyway, it's now saying that it's been reachable. So Asterisk has finally said the phone, which I called Cisco 1, which is on their example, on their zip.com file, is reachable. So sure enough, when you come to the phone, the first thing you notice is when the phone is reachable, this little light will come on. So it's really cool when that little white LED comes on. And so you can just tap the phone now off and on, and you'll see the screen is there and the phone is reachable. So that's really cool, and that's how I finally got this thing to boot up and do something. It's got a little self-view feature here where you could check out what's going on with the camera built into the phone. The camera's lit up. We'll turn this off here. Camera goes off. I can't make any calls right now because I have nothing configured on Asterisk, but I could hit this speakerphone here and try and dial some number, but nothing's configured. I have no providers, no clients configured, so it's not going to work. So anyway, I like this phone, and just starting out here, let's take a look at the configs in the phone here. If we go to little gear here, let's go to phone information. You can see it is a CP-8945 IP address, and it has one active server. So the important thing is you want to see an active server, and that would usually be Cisco Call Manager, and I'm using this thing in the SIP mode, SIP mode. I'm using the Asterisk. So here, let's go back into here and take a look at the networking. And here we'll go network setup, IP4 setup. And I'm not using DHCP right now. It's not working right. I have everything kind of fat-fingered, hard-coded in here. So I give the phone that address. And I set everything to 10.1.1.1, even though I don't even have a router. There's no router. This is a flat network with no router. All it has to do is find the 10.1.1.1, which is TFTP, and it's also the Asterisk. And when that works, the phone will finally register. So I'm really happy about this, and the next project would be to get this phone to work this way on the Raspberry Pi. So I just wanted to see if I could get the phone to work at all, and I've probably spent 5 days doing this, 3 days in the summertime and probably 2 days here recently. So yep, there's the phone, flat LAN with 3 connections. This computer is monitoring with Wireshark, and then there's the TFTP server / Asterisk server in that computer over there running Ubuntu 17.04. So hopefully this gives you hope that at least you could get your Cisco phone, an 8945 or 41 or similar to work. There's no videos at all on YouTube about this at all. So, and here's how Wireshark looked, at least on my network, for grabbing this phone. It starts off like that. And there's some broadcasts there. A few more broadcasts. And I'm not sure what this gray stuff is here. The phone can't pick it up. A little bit of stuff there. Anyway, this will be helpful to anyone who is desperately trying to hack this phone and make it go. This is how I did it. So I'll reverse engineer my steps and put on exact details later. I'm just right now excited that it works at all, and I'll start putting on how I did this later on the config files and the whole thing. So you guys will be not stuck. This will probably be the first 8945 Cisco phone on YouTube, at least how to work it. Okay, with Asterisk. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.